Okay, so I'm back again. I think it's video number 6 now of my Ebbsfleet save. Things are still shaping up well, and actually I haven't done much since the Macclesfield game that I recorded. I've got Gateshead next. Now, I hadn't planned to actually do another video until I realised that it was coming up to regen date, and I actually checked the regen date. And it's actually the 28th of Feb in 2018 for some reason, which I'm glad I checked because it means that pretty much immediately after this game we should get a new youth intake. So I thought that might be quite an exciting video to do. So that's what I'll be doing. Played Whitehawk after the Macclesfield game. It was a 3-2 win. James Ellaby scored a hat-trick. I don't really remember this. I must have been so tired. Oh, no, wait, yes, I do. We went 3-0 up. We were 3-0 up at half-time and away. And I told the players that I was very happy and just to keep it up. And then they started to come back in the game. And in the end, I had to go ultra-defensive and see the game out, which was surprising. But the game was won at half-time. But I was a bit disappointed by the way that we dropped in the second half. But nevertheless, there we go. So we're on to Gateshead now. And we're away from home. And Gateshead are like a mid-table sort of side. So I'm not going to take them too lightly. I don't know how well we played against them last time. When we played Gateshead. What was the score? It would have been at home, obviously. Gateshead 1-2-1. Quite early in the season, I think. And yeah, so I'm not going to take it. I'm going to go with a cautious start. Because the other thing is that, of course, Sarpong's out injured, which is a big miss. So the way I see it is that we go in with the ultra defensive, and then we can always bring on the attacking players. We can bring on Allaby. Feel a bit bad because he's just scored a hat-trick and we're going to drop him. But maybe he can do more damage from the subs bench. Max Hazeldine is absolutely the man to have up front, even though Allaby's relatively quick himself. So without further ado, oh, he must have come back from loan. So we'll make him ongoing for 90 minutes. Jordan Jackson in need of sharpness. He was our regen last year, or our standout regen. Yes, he's not bad. And I'm just not in a position to give him first team football because, you know, we're third in the Vanarama. It'd be absolutely brilliant if I could get him, if I could get us at least a playoff place. And maybe I'll start to play him before the playoffs. But who knows? I'm not going to risk our playoff place just to play him a couple of times. So what other big games have we got here in the league? Mansfield versus Dagenham and Redbridge. Lincoln are playing South. Well, they'll walk all over Southport probably. Dover are playing Wrexham. Aldershot are playing Chester. So everyone else seems to have relatively straightforward games. I suppose on paper I am as is, but we're away at least. And York at one point were a threat. They're down to 10th. So they've gone for the 4-4-2. And one thing that I noticed from the scouting was that they score a lot of goals from their left wing. So I'm actually going to tell my right back to stay defensive. And in actual fact, submit team. show him onto his right foot. And I'm actually going to tell my right back, he's already in defence mode, but I'm actually going to change him, instead of being a fullback, to be a defensive fullback. So let's go with that. Let's talk about the fans list. Oh, that didn't do a lot of damage to it. Cassian Thomas is looking knackered, so he probably at some point will be subbed for Lewis. Maybe I should have done it the other way around, but okay, let's see how we get on. We've got the extra man in midfield. They're playing a 4-4-2. So they're on the early attack. Well, that was a great start, wasn't it? 43 minutes in, and they score a corker from outside the box. Brilliant. Okay. Well done, lads. Well won. Hopeless ball forward. Hazeldine win that. Well done. See, he's on it. This is the oh my God, what's he? Okay, stop that. Oh. It's too early to really change anything. We've responded well since going 1-0 down. It's another corner. Another corner. This corners look to be doing some damage. It's a shame we don't have Alibi on. Keeper saves that. Yeah, it's not working, is it? I mean, we're naturally inviting them on us, so it's no surprise that they've had more chances. But ball over the top, Garn Hazeldine. Now, please finish this for the love of God. Get in. Okay. 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 I'm not going to do anything that's going to wreck morale. So I'm going to say we can still come out with a win. And only Max Hazeldine. So I'm going to say, for a start, I am disappointed with their defensive efforts because that was ridiculous, that goal they let in. In midfield, they're controlling it okay. Apart from the goal. So let's say that we have faith in them. And I'm not going to speak to Hazeldine because he's already in a good mood. Just want to check. So he's got a really poor pass completion ratio. Look at these midfielders, absolutely winning it. Tackles 1 ratio, 100%. So Jack Connors, let's tell him to pass shorter so that we can retain the possession a bit better. I know we're playing direct. Should we go mixed? I know we're going direct, but let's go for that because he's clearly And we'll leave it for a bit, see if we can get a breakthrough. I'm actually tempted to go into control because our midfielders are winning it. Too much of the game's going. Right. Let's fight fire with fire. Alabi and Hazeldine up front as normal. We're going to put Lewis on for Thomas. And I'm not going to make any other sub just yet. Okay. Let's make it count. Oh wow, that might have been a bad move. Nothing's happening. Absolutely nothing's happening. What's the betting? That they run up the other end and score in the last kick of the game. 83 minutes. Let's bring on Luke Williams because Aiden Austin's having a poor game anyway. .92 minutes. Blow the whistle then, ref. Out. Right. It's a game to forget about, really. It was a tough result to take. I disagree. Calm. I'm not, we should be winning that game. We're third in the league and they're 15th. But nevertheless, we roll on. So that's good. Right, so I guess it's on to the youth intake. Looking at the squad, it's difficult to know where I want improvements. I guess a winger would be nice of some description. Either a winger. I'm all right for central midfielders, and I'm already trying to bread Cassie and Thomas. Maybe a fullback or another. I'll tell you what. Ideally, another centre back would probably be nice. Another decent centre back, top quality centre back. Although I do have quite a few of them already and in the reserves. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, what are all the other scores? So Lincoln drew, which is handy. As you know, we drew. Mansfield are running away with it. Aldershot won, so they gained on us. And Dover lost to Wrexham. So all in all, a good day. 59 to 64. So we've got a bit of breathing space, sort of two wins roughly breathing space. So that's good. Right, let's have a look at our youth intake. And what I'll do is I'll have a brief run through of the youth intake and I'll call it a day on this video. It wasn't really a video I intended to do. And what I'll probably do now is play until the end of the season. And then if I make it into the playoffs, which I should do really if I'm being realistic, I will play the playoff games. I'll give you a run through and then I'll do the playoff games. But 64, 59 and lower than that, York. It's likely that I'm going to make it into the playoffs, isn't it? Let's be honest here. So there we go, because it's only 23, 46, 10 more games. 10 more games. Anyway, right, Meads FA Cup. What are we, 28th? Yeah, we're 28th. Here are pleased with York's progress. Good. He plays every week now. Apparently intended to be a centre-back, but I can tell you now he works well as a right-back with his stats. The player I bought in January or over then. play fullbacks mainly. Yeah, he's good. Anyway, right, youth intake. So these are the players. We've got Every Reason to Be Excited, this is good, by George Nelson, who has the potential to be one of the most gifted players to come through the youth ranks in Ebbsfleet in recent years. So Gordon Nelson is a winger. I did say that it'd be quite nice. It's not very quick. But he can play attacking midfielder. He's not very comfortable, but he can play right wing. I've got to be honest. I suppose he's got some pretty good mental stats in there, to be fair. We'll have to really work on his pace. Interesting. Anyway, what is the overall star rating from our coach? Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Fairly susceptible to injuries. Great, thanks. A lovely youth intake. Anyway, let's have a look at all of the youthies. Sorting by potential. So this guy doesn't even have a... I've got to be honest, I'm not very impressed with this youth intake at all. Jerry Murr seems to be a better. It's quicker. Okay. Well, let's offer him a contract anyway, a youth contract. Glenn Prince, quick. Poacher. I mean, we'll train him into an advanced forward, that's for sure. Not a lover of poachers. So I can only really do one job. And Phil Murray is a left winger. So there is a right back in the ranks. Doesn't seem overly poor. But these are not absolute worldies, are they? And a left back. So actually, the selection is quite good, I think, of the players. But it's just the quality, really. It's just not there. So there we go, disappointing. In some ways, it's probably a good thing because I can't take too many risks. But you'll see that Billy Holmes is just not making the grade. I'm trying to bring him up there, and he played a lot of games for us in both seasons, 27 and 30, and he's being tutored by Winfield, and I was hoping that would bring him along, because if you look at the team in terms of current ability, he really brings the average down. Jack Powell does, but he's improving all the time and I don't see it. But anyway, thank you. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'm sorry it's been a bit brief.